That's my best friend. That's my best friend.
It's your boy Dave Mo Flips. Hey guys, check it out. If you haven't had the opportunity yet, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, so you'll see when I upload content. Man, I hate doing that shit. Anyways, look, it's a car channel. Subscribe, enjoy if you enjoy the content. If you don't, I don't know, I guess don't. But let's check out ACV's kind of new desktop platform here. I am a huge supporter of ACV. I love what they're doing here. I've seen some horror stories. I have one of my own, but we're currently working through it. So with the new layout for ACV, and again, this isn't necessarily like groundbreaking, hot off the presses new, but it is newer. So over here on the left-hand side, you're able to search, okay, which is really nice. So you could set different searches, if you want to look for rebuilt title cars, if you want to look for cars, under 100,000 miles, if you want to look for distance, which is what this is set up for now. So this is set up for the entire state of Florida. And that's nice. It's nice to have it. Also, when you go up here higher on the left-hand side, you'll see you have a run list, and that's what is in your search that's coming up. And obviously, we have our search is on right now for Florida, so there's one in the run list. And this is the make an offer, which is nice because you can go through here and see what kind of prices they want and make an offer. I mean, it says it right there. Although I'm going to say this, I think with ACV and because they have this now, a lot of dealers that are selling here tend to make their reserve price a little bit higher because they know you're going to make an offer, right? I mean, I don't know anything about Jaguars, but I think that's expensive for that. A Murano with a bad transmission, a yellow light with a Nissan Murano, I'm assuming it's a bad transmission, at 1750. I think that's a little bit high. Maybe the mileage can carry it if you got lucky. Well, let's see. Is it a transmission? Transmission. So anyway, after you put the transmission in it, if it, and again, guys, I'm going to do this just for my own sake. We're here right now. I'll very quickly, and you guys know what I'm doing. I'm going right to car-part.com. And what I did was I copied the VIN number. So I don't think this was it. I haven't looked this VIN number up. So if it is, it must have just worked with the computer. No, it's not. So I'm going to look at the transmission. Let's see here. There it is. Just for shits and giggles. Let's see what we got going on. Yeah, 800, 900, 800, 785, 350. Oh, broken case. Okay. So again, you're looking at about $800 for the transmission, $775. I've dealt with these guys. Actually, I really like teddy bears, so I'd probably pay the $775 and give them a call over the $824, just because these are actually some really good people here. Anyway, after your $1,750, then $8, you're roughly, let's just say you're at 24, 23, and it's just, to me, it's just not worth it. I don't know. Really what this is going to go for. People know it's no secret they got bad transmissions, right? But anyway, this is it's called make an offer. I like to use the terminology, the buy it now section. This is no green light on this thing. Now, it could be because of the mileage. Let's see. No, it's not. So, anyway, it is what it is. It is a turbo diesel, if I'm not mistaken. V8 turbo, I think. F5, yeah, 6.4. So this is a really nice looking truck. The one downside about ACV, if I was going to sell on ACV and I wasn't going to green light my cars, I wouldn't sell it on ACV. I'd take it to like Mannheim or a place like that, only because once you don't green light them, now you can't even actually physically try to take them in the parking lot or do anything with them. So I wouldn't do that. But this video is not about that. This is more along the lines of their new layout. Another thing I like is that it says when you meet the reserve. It's a double-edged sword because now you know to bid because you're going to win. And they also have this other one that says no reserve. So when there's no reserve, it'll say it. And I like that because usually what I've noticed is they'll just put a whole bunch of them out there at one time. And it creates like a frenzy. You know what I mean? So this is really nice. You guys know I'm a Volvo lover. It looks like it's got some wheels on it. I'm not a fan of aftermarket wheels. I can't say for sure if they are or if they aren't. I'm not too familiar with, well, it's got the Volvo logo, but it doesn't mean that they didn't just get lucky and put it in there. It's a good looking truck. I don't know about for the money. So, I mean, at least one person thinks it's a good price. Moving right along. Everything else is the same here in terms of, the cars and stuff like that. On the right-hand side over here, it's got this thing called My Auctions. This vehicle right here, I was actually the high bidder on it at $450. They want $1,900. Like I said, they're fucking out of their ass. And this was over 24 hours ago, so I can't imagine that I'd be able to negotiate with them. So I can't. It's there, but it's not. You know what I mean? So that's pretty cool. This is what I'm actively buying, my watch list and my pending proxies. You guys can read. So that's that. Moving right along, you could go here and you could see the auctions that you won this month, this week, and today. That's pretty cool. Another thing that's not necessarily new, but I never really went over it with you guys, is over here when you come into my ACV and you go into the one area, the vehicles that you've won. This isn't just me, by the way. This is everyone from the team, and these are all the cars that we've successfully bid and won on. I just picked this one up on Tuesday. Thing ran and drove perfect. Drove about 45 minutes. But I wanted to go over something here with you. So you're probably looking and saying, wait, he purchased it for $1,400, but the total is $1,400. I know there's fees, and there are fees. So if they're not going to sell me the car right away, this is how I negotiate with ACV. I was a high bidder at $1,250, okay? So $1,250 and $120 buyer fee, I believe, puts me in the neighborhood of $1,370. So what I did was I called my rep, and I have a great relationship with her. Called her up. I was like, hey, I need you to, let's just get this negotiating thing out of the way. I'm not going to go over $1,400. If you could do me at $1,400 out the door, so, for those of you that aren't familiar with the terminology, out the door means exactly that. All my fees and everything are included at $1,400. I'm willing to purchase the vehicle. The seller wanted $2,000, which is irrelevant to me. I don't care what you want for the car because I just said what I'm going to pay. Now, it's up to them to accept or decline, and it doesn't matter. So clearly they accepted the offer, right? So that's why you don't see any other fees involved with this. And I got it for, the $1,400. One other thing I really want you guys to look at here are two things. Number one is title status right here, okay? So it says pending, awaiting receipt of title from seller. So that means the ACV has not even received the title yet, okay? So this vehicle needs 2 hub bearings on the right-hand side, passenger side, and a camshaft sensor and some other sensor. Typically speaking, I used to do work to the vehicles as soon as I got them in, and I would put them up for sale. A lot of people do that. A lot of dealers still do that. But we've run into some trouble with auctions lately with titles. I don't know if it's because of the way things are with this pandemic going around, or people have just gotten really fucking lazy and decided to use that as an excuse. I don't understand what the big deal is. If if you're a dealer, you're selling the vehicle, have the title, ship it the next day, and just be done with it. If you're a big time dealer and this came from Toyota, why would you not have the title right there? And I mean, you have a UPS or a FedEx account. Just put it in and be done with it, and get your money. Anyway, so I don't do any work to the cars, at least until I see ACV has received the title. This one's major, guys, right here. This is a 7-day, arbitration. So most green light cars, all the green light cars for them come with it. Okay, so we drove this car about an hour away, Holiday, Florida. So by the time we got it there, we know it's going good. The motor and transmission are perfect. I'm not going to arbitrate it on some bullshit hub bearings and sensors. It's not really a big deal. The only things I'll usually arbitrate the vehicles are, catastrophic motor failure or transmission failure. You might hear me say, okay, I'm arbitrating it because of the air conditioning, not the compressor. I'm more along the lines of going after, I believe it's the evaporator that is inside. Now, don't hold me to that name, but the part I'm referring to is the part of the air conditioning that is inside the dashboard area. So when you have that, this whole dashboard, okay, this whole thing has to come apart, all right, in order to get to it. I gotta get a shift now. Anyway, so the whole thing has to come apart to get to it, and really and truly, you're talking about $700, $800, $900 in labor because again, I can't say it anymore. The whole friggin' dashboard, you're getting down to tubular frame when you're doing that job. It is a pain in the ass. You got to find a mechanic that's willing to do it, and then it takes about a day or two to do. Most mechanics even don't want to do it. So that's the only reason why I would arbitrate that when it comes to ACs. If it's a compressor, I don't give a shit. I'm going to put the $100 compressor in there, fill it up with some Freon, and be done with it. I'm just not dealing with the arbitration for that, and it's just not worth it. Another thing too they have now is the ACV marketing tool. I've never even used this before, so let's see what it does. Let's see, what it tells me, if I did good or not according to them. Well, I guess I'm setting the record. It looks like I'm the only one who bought one from this date here. Well, let's see if within the last year. Let's see. So that was 30 days. So here we go. 160, 750, 700, 1750. I mean, I'm on the higher end. I don't know. I think I'm on the money. This one was probably really. Damn. Let's see it. I like this one better. Not actual mileage. So anyway, guys, that is what it is. And again, this is how you get to it. You hit the My ACV up here, and then you go down here to it says 1, and you're back here. So that's that. Again, we were at the marketing tool. It was right in this general area underneath the photos. Okay. And let's go to one more. I could just hit the back button. I don't know why. I'm an idiot. So this is another car that I had purchased. This Lexus here. And this is what I wanted to show you. And come down to this FedEx tracking number. You hit it and it tells you that it's, we have the title. So I can physically go look at it, make sure it's what it's supposed to be. And, we're done with that. So this car needed a driver's seat. Actually, I have a video of it. I haven't even released it yet. But it needed a driver's seat and a window regulator. And now we have the title. We've had it for almost a week. I can order those parts. The mechanic can put them in for me. And the car can go up for sale. We drove this car like 3 hours. Yeah, 3 hours to get this car. By the time we got it back, we already knew we had a runner. It was no big deal. This thing was really nice. This thing should go for at least $3,000. But what I'm noticing out here is car sales. There's a lot of dealers in Florida. A lot of dealers. So, they're getting far and few between selling cars. So, as you know, I'm probably going to end up leaving where I'm at and opening my own place and starting a buy here, pay here book. Luckily enough, the way it worked out with me is I have about 10 to 15 cars in his inventory right now. So as I'm going through the process of opening up a dealership, I'm still able to buy and sell cars through his license. And then once I open up my dealership, what we'll end up doing is wholesale deals on all the cars that I have in his inventory. And for a wholesale deal, the fee is only $100. So yes, I'll end up spending, for 15 cars, I'll end up spending $1,500. I'll write in the check. It's the cost of doing business. And I'll move all 15 cars from his dealership to mine. And I already, the day I open the doors, I have 15 cars in inventory ready to go. Again, I got really lucky because I've become a dealer rep and I'm doing these things. So for me, it's working out. I do enjoy it. If he had financing and a buy here, pay here that he allowed his reps to utilize, I probably would not be leaving, because at that point, you have everything you need, in my opinion. In my opinion, you have everything you need without necessarily, let's just say, air quotes here, the risk of actually owning the dealership. You have a dealer tag. You're going to all the auctions. You're able to buy cars, financing them, the whole 9 yards. And, for me, I'm not a person who necessarily needs my name, on the building and stuff like that. So, and there's upsides and downsides to everything. You don't get a floor plan doing things with him, but I've accumulated 15 cars in cash at this point. So, I don't know that I necessarily would use a floor plan. I might change up my inventory a little bit instead of going for cars like this. Maybe go with a little bit higher end car, not higher end guys. Retail cars for $10,000. I might end up spending 6 to 7 on them. But that's that. So we'll come over here again and look at this. Just see if there's anything that we're missing. Damn, that's really nice. And they're ready to hit the reserve. Let me just take a look, see what's going on here. Anything I like? Nah, not really. Not really. Nothing in my my comfort level. I mean, this one, yes, but I'm going to be honest with you. Again, guys, here's what you need to do. You need to know where these cars are going to end up, okay? Because I could throw a bid on this thing. I'm just going to say this thing's going to end up well over $3,000. Unless there's something, it's got a yellow light, so let's see what it is. There's a noise coming from the passenger side of the engine belt area. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear this, but let's see. Well, clearly that's not a belt, right? I mean, this is not a good example of a RAV4 by no means. But I don't think that's internal either, the engine noise. I don't believe that it's internal. So, this thing could be a good buy. It's not for me. So I try not to really buy RAV4s. But I will buy the shit out of an XL7. I don't know why, but that's just how it goes. Let's see here. Hardship. So guys, understand with ACV. So once they put a transmission issue, there's no more green light on the transmission. So this thing you might get there and this thing might not even move. And you're shit out of luck. Like, that's the end of the story. All right, guys. There's a whole nother video about this that I don't know if I put out or not. And it's about using the photos to your advantage. So look at the photos here. Okay. Oh, you know what? Now remember, so one of the guys at the dealership was bidding on a vehicle or trying to. And you know what? I don't know that I can do it from here. I know you could do it from the app. So here we go. So go to ended auctions, and it's right up here. Okay. It was I want to say it was a blue Civic that we were looking at. And it's not the 2018. I don't believe it was this one, because I want to say it was blue. So this was clearly not blue. No, this one wasn't it either. Of course, now that I want to show you something, I'm not going to be able to find it. This one's blue. Let me see if this is it. So I'm looking for the trunk photo, the inside of the trunk. And you see, this is the inside, but they took it off. And I want to say this is it. Because he said that it was badged an SI, but it's not an SI. And this one was badged an SI. Let me see. Here's LX, though. So if this was the car, and I do believe it is, they got rid of the picture that I'm referring to, which is kind of sneaky. Well, but again, you're dealing with dealers, and this is the shit that dealers do. Yeah, because this isn't the picture of the trunk. This is the trunk, but this part that's up, we want to see it down. Anyway, as you know, from 06 to like 2010, these Civics had a bad block. The block was known for cracking, okay? And a lot of times what people thought it was doing was it was overheating. And I'm going through these pictures. There it is. Boom. So let's look at the photo, okay? Right off the bat, you have this right here. And that's the only thing I want you to focus on. I don't care that this thing used to have a system in it. I don't care that you could see the system wires, etc., etc. I want you to look right here. So now, you've been doing this for a while. You know these Civics have block issues. And you see a gallon of water. What that tells me right off the bat is that this car has a leaking issue. Whether it's a hose, a block, a head gasket, whatever, it's got a leaking issue. So when my buddy was bidding on it, I brought that to his attention. I was like, hey man, I'd watch out for that. You're bidding on a car that has 190,000 miles, 188,156, 190,000 miles. It's known for having bad blocks. Like, you don't know, on the 1.8s, they're just bad blocks. This thing is rebadged an SI. Where'd that go? One of these pictures, I believe, said S. There it is. So one of them say SI. So that right off the bat tells me that this is an individual on this car that, he's faking the funk. The headliner's down. This is not a good example of a car that's been taken care of. Now, with that water bottle, it at least has a leak. It's leaking coolant, which means you don't know if it's ever overheated. Yes, it's a green light. So what ACV is going to do is they're going to say, okay, you bought the car. It's got a hole in the block. They're going to give you X amount of dollars, which doesn't necessarily cover the engine and labor, but it's there to help you, okay? So you're going to get some money back, and now you're stuck here because the car runs and drives, but it's got a bad engine because it's got a hole in the block. But it'll continue to run and drive. So you can either A, pay to have the motor put in on a $190,000 car, 190,000 mile car, or just fuck someone over and sell it to them. The decision is yours. But if you have the option just to walk away and not deal with it, that's what I would do. I would just walk away, not deal with it. And that's what he ended up doing. And he was like, oh man, that was a good catch. He's like, I just thought, the water, whatever. So anyways, just something else to think about. This is the exact opposite of what I was talking about in the Copart video where, some people put things in there. I don't know if I even released that video yet, but here, I'll show you real quick. So you see right here, this potentially could be, and I don't know if they got a close-up of it or not. I doubt it, though. But let's just say it's the photo. It's for oil changes, right? So a dealer could plant that in there and make it look like the car is taken care of. Anyway, they're never going to put oil, power steering fluid, coolant in there because that doesn't make the car look good. It makes it look like it's got a oil leak, a coolant leak, a power steering leak, a transmission fluid leak, whatever else it is. So, anyways, guys, this is ACV. I got a little bit off topic at the end. Big surprise there. But this is what it is. Alright, guys, so you can shut it off now. I'm going to go through the pictures on this one just because I think it's kind of cool and it happened to pop up. So let's take a look. I've never seen this thing before. It's in-op, but it's cool as fuck. Heavy rust in this thing. But still, I've never even seen this thing before. This is if you're looking for something totally different, here you are. Good luck finding this thing on the street. I can tell you this right now. You ain't pulling up to your local anything and finding one of these sitting there next to you. Love the spoked wheels. So, obviously it's got heavy rust. Damn, that interior is really nice. Someone, I'm thinking, had to be in the restoration portion of this vehicle. Did the interior over. But, yeah, man, this is actually pretty cool. And again, no desire to buy this whatsoever. But it's always, being a car individual, being a car dude, I like to look at cars and stuff like that. Let's see this thing. Pretty cool. But anyway, guys, that's, I just wanted to look at it. I didn't think cars this old even had titles. I thought they had registrations. Like, you just swapped the registration. Yeah, I wanted to see the engine. I wanted to see what kind of engine was in there. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you don't mind. Ring that bell. It just helps me out. No, I'm not turning into a YouTuber, but I guess while I'm doing it, I might as well do it. Again, you see a yellow light on a Nissan, just assume that it's a bad transmission. Let's see. Let's see if we can get proven wrong here. 05 transmission issue right there. You guys already know. Let's see. They got 3 of them listed right now, right? All of them yellow light. Let's see. Here's another Nissan transmission issue. Now this one, clunky going from drive to reverse. One could argue that it's going to be a transmission mount, but knowing that it's a Nissan, that's your gamble. Here's another one, transmission issue. So that's 3 that we looked at, 3 with transmission issues. This one does not have a transmission issue because there's no yellow light, so they're going to say that's a fine car. And again, if you don't believe me, I'll at least show it to you for my naysayers. There's no yellow light, red lights, everything goes right here. But, so, all right. So 3 out of 4 had bad transmissions. And this one, that's one hell of a grill they got there. Who knows if they even drove this thing around or anything like that. So, is that, no, that's that has to be their inventory. It looks like they even changed out the fender, right? Number 4. So, it's used because it looks, that's not. And this looks like grease prints. But, number 4, they don't come from Nissan with the number 4. So, anyways, moving right along. The more you guys spend time doing this, you'll see stuff like this, and it's buckled in. But if you've seen a loose seatbelt, you could assume that it was in an accident. Given the grill, the fender, this is taken apart. This thing's like, it's nice, and the mileage is nice, but it's got all the signs of a rat. You know what I mean? Like, it's got all the signs of a rat. And again, the colors don't match here. It looks like this one was pearl white, and the original one was white. But this looks like an off-white or a pearl white. Anyway, what I'm trying to get at, guys, is this car right here is what you'll find at my dealership. Not mine, the place I'm at now. They sell these types of rats there a lot. Reason being is you could get something nice and cheap, and they'll sell it. And they have no financing, no nothing. They'll just let it go. And this thing has great mileage, and that's why it's bringing the dollar amount that it's in, 33,000 miles. You know what I mean? For a nicer buy here, pay here dealer, they're going to make all the money on this car. Chances are, if you did a Carfax on it, you probably wouldn't get your typical financing because I'm sure it's been in an accident. Now, usually they go to $7,500. Usually, the finance companies will use Carfax to see if it's been in an accident or not. But this vehicle, this is where Carfax sucks. So, my buddy's just repaired a Kia. The girl has a 2017 Kia. She still has payments on it. Somehow or another, she did not have full coverage. And she smacked the front, the hood, the light, and the fender. So he replaced all that stuff. And it still has a clean title. The insurance didn't get involved. I don't know how there was not a police report. And even if there is a police report, not all police reports show up on Carfax. So... anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button, ring that bell if you don't mind, and I'm going to get out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And this is just a little... oh, just to be clear, 100% transparent, I am not affiliated with ACV whatsoever. I am a fan of theirs. I'm not going to lie to you. Yes, I've had my falling outs with them, but we're trying to work through it. For the most part, guys, if you're a new dealer or new to the auctions, I really suggest using a place like ACV because a lot of their cars, as you can see right here on my screen, out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cars that you can see the lights, only one of them is not a green light. So for a new dealer getting used to doing their thing, buying at auctions, this is a great way to have a little bit of, peace of mind in what you're buying. Anyway, guys, enough. I'm out of here. I got shit to do.
That's my best friend.